Hello everybody, today I'm going to be talking about how pain is actually only an illusion. So the thing is that once you, let's say, have not yet found that inner being of yours, meaning once you have not found that or reconnected with your soul, it's always going to feel to you that things are happening to you instead of for you. You're always going to be feeling like a victim. And when something happens in your life, you're gonna feel pain. Something bad happens, like for instance, a breakup, some other major events in your life, and they're gonna hurt you. Or at least it's gonna feel so. But actually, once you learn to let go of toxic patterns, once you let go of toxic patterns inside of you. So, what are those toxic patterns? What do I mean when I say inside of you? Is that, for instance, when you are obsessed with someone, you have that pattern in you of being obsessed with someone, and you might also be addicted to it like that. And you, even if you, like, let's say, let go of one person, then someone else is gonna come in your mind. Or maybe if you let go of people in general, then something is gonna come to your mind, or some career or something, but you're gonna become obsessed and obsessed and obsessed because you just have this like obsessive pattern inside. And so once you let go of that and you become present, you will realize that you're actually unbeatable, that you actually are, like, you have this superpower inside. And that's actually the purpose of making this video. I want for people to tap into that power. I want for people to find that soul inside of themselves. But you gotta understand that you will not find it through being delusional. You will find it through letting go of toxic patterns. So in order to let go of toxic patterns, first you have to be very, very non-delusional, meaning you have to be very, very real with yourself and really accept and like admit the things that are happening in your life. And so, for instance, if you're addicted to someone or something, you first have to admit it that you have that addiction, and then you have to let it go. And if we're talking, let's say, about people, if you're addicted to someone or thinking about someone constantly, you gotta let go of them, but also more so than let go of them and like cut them off. Like sometimes people really push this idea of like cut them off completely. Like, I don't think this is very, very helpful. Maybe sometimes you need to do that in the beginning, like if you're being super obsessed, it's just good to kind of really distance yourself from that person. But like blocking and all of those things, like I feel like this is going overboard. Just maybe do something in the beginning that just kind of helps you get away. Maybe you actually need to get away a little bit from that person, avoid a little bit or something like that. But then later on, you don't really want to be in a situation where you just like have this very harsh energy towards that person. You want to come back to a healthy state. And so that would be like a state where you're actually even able to communicate with that person, but just like in a very kind of chill way, not in this like super heightened emotions type of way. So basically when you're in a way where you are detached from those toxic patterns. And so because I don't want to promote ever like cutting people off completely. And I mean, yes, maybe there are certain situations where you actually really kind of want to do that. I mean, I'm not going to touch those, but there are certain situations I feel like where maybe sometimes we maybe even misunderstand these people also. And it's sometimes cutting people off could be just like an easy option, like, oh, I'm just gonna cut them off, that's it, like, but sometimes it may not help. Sometimes you may also feel like that, no, like maybe I shouldn't, maybe I could look at this in a more softer way. And yes, that's what I always promote. Look at them with unconditional love. Like, that's the goal. And if you're able to remain in that unconditional love and see people with unconditional love, no matter how toxic they were or something like that, like no matter how toxic that situation was or how they made them feel, you're gonna be able to see the truth. And that's when you really will feel that invincibility and irresistibility of your life, and you will see that that pain that they caused you was actually only an illusion. But the thing is, when I say look at them with unconditional love, I don't mean like stay in relationships when you are being abused, like physically, or I don't know, some other ways where you're being abused, like physically, especially no. Like, I'm not saying that. When I say look at them with unconditional love, I mean see them as this like child sometimes, that doesn't understand what they're doing. And maybe you're in a position when you understand better what is best to do in that situation, and you go and do that. So in a situation where, let's say, maybe someone is in an abusive relationship, you would understand that it's best for you to leave, but like you really got to look at that situation with this like awareness and understanding, compassion towards that person and yourself as well. Yeah, and so when I say now pain is only an illusion, you will realize that eventually. You will realize that if you practice letting go, you will realize that pain was only an illusion, and you were always had that power inside of you, that unconditional love that you can feel any moment, like right now, and that's all you want. Like that's all we ever wanted. We sometimes feel like as humans that, oh, I want this thing or that thing outside of me, because we feel like these things are gonna be bringing us happiness. That, oh, I want this person because he's gonna bring me happiness. That's actually not true. Yes, it's nice to have these people around, right, that are fun and all of that, or you have all these beautiful things, but you don't really need them. And that's what I'm trying to get people out of this state of neediness. That's what I'm trying to do. And the way you do it is you tap into that unconditional love, and you don't let people or things that happen to you get to your core. You remain with unconditional love. You still keep on looking at whatever happens in your life. You keep on looking with unconditional love. And basically, like the way that I do it is, let's say if something happens and that thing has a potentiality of triggering something out of me, like I feel like, oh, like maybe this emotion or this thought comes in, like, oh, I don't like this person, or like, oh, this person is this way or that way or that way. I acknowledge it, and I'm looking at with in a way where like, oh wait, hold on, I'm not gonna let this get to me. I'm gonna remain in that unconditional love right now. And you remain, and everything just dissolves. I'm telling you, like, just try it out. Try to remain in that state, and you will see how things just dissolve around you. Like, you really have this power, and you will really see. But like, I can speak as much as I want, and you can, let's say, admit to the things that I say as much as you want, and be like, oh yeah, she's right, yeah, she's talking the truth. But like, it will not really make sense to you unless you really try it and see for yourself, like, that you have this magical ability. I really call it magical ability because it really is. Our existence really is magical, and we do have these like superpowers, and that unconditional love inside is our superpower. So yeah, and so I say that pain is only an illusion because it really is. Like, let's say you are hurt by someone and you really feel this pain. And you only feel this pain because you keep on thinking about this person and what they did to you. That's the only reason you're feeling it. If you took that situation, you kind of overstepped your ego a bit, and you looked at that situation with unconditional love, you would see that pain just disappears. Like, honestly, they say love is healing, and that is so true. Like, and the thing is that you don't need to get it elsewhere. You don't need to get it from me. You don't need to do anything outside to get it. It is already something that is in you already. It's just that you are the one who is causing the pain for yourself, because you are keep on thinking about these things or people or situations that have hurt you. But actually that pain doesn't even exist, because, as I mentioned, time doesn't exist, right? So in every moment we're just simply creating. So if you're remembering and remembering and remembering something that somebody did to you, and you feel this pain, and you feel like, oh, I'm so heartbroken, and then you're heartbroken for like so many years. Like, you can be heartbroken for 6 years, for your whole life you can be heartbroken. But like, what actually happens in that situation for all those years, you are the one that's simply causing yourself that pain, because you've been remembering and remembering and remembering and remembering that person. That's what actually is happening. But I understand the people who like really in that loop, right? Because I've been there as well. So I totally understand that, like, it seems to you that, you know, this thing has happened to you and that you have no power over it, but you really do have the power. And the power is to really look at the situation with unconditional love. And I know, I guess a lot of people, like, maybe, you know, sometimes if you're really obsessed, you could maybe try to look at this situation with unconditional love, and then there comes a point where you feel like, okay, you're about to let go, you're like this close to letting go completely, and then you feel like, but man, what if I lose this person forever? That's what it feels like, right? Because somehow, like, for us, it is that if we keep this obsession loop and thinking about these people, for instance, right, in our heads, it seems like these people are still in our lives. But the thing is that it does not mean that, you know, it's just an illusion that they're still in there. And we're afraid that, like, oh, okay, if I'm gonna let it go then completely, then I will not have this person at all anywhere. And that's, I guess, why a lot of people then keep on coming back to these loops. And that's why I did as well. But I didn't even understand, because I was so obsessed. But basically, what happens is that when you let go completely, that's when you will feel that unconditional love. And you will see, like, wow, I'm present, and I really don't need anything. And you will feel how you can finally be free and be yourself, and you don't need to please anyone. And then you will see that actually you were trying to please this person. Because, for instance, when I was obsessed with this guy, super obsessed, I didn't think that I was doing things to please him somehow, to make him like me. I didn't think I was doing that. I really didn't. And I would never admit that. But once I let go, then I realized, wow, like, I really was. Because only once you're out of that pattern, you can see what actually happens. You can see what's inside, you know? Only once you're out of it. Once you take a look at the situation from the third person perspective, only then you see what actually happened. So that's what it really takes, that realness of yours. It really takes that honesty, as they say, like, to really be real with yourself, you know? And see things for what they are. But when I say that, I don't mean it in a harsh way. I don't want for people to also think that I'm saying this like a strict rules, you know? Like, no. Opposite of it. Like, everything becomes way more playful and fun. Because we become more present, and it's like, you know, open to new ideas, new ways of being. And you understand that even if this person or this thing never ever occurs in your life again, that's what it's meant to be, and you trust the universe. You trust it. And you understand that you do not need it, because you already have everything that you want inside. And that is that unconditional love. That's what you're seeking anyways. And you can feel it right now.